I'll wait a minute so everything can kind of sink in. Should be. 1 second, Facebook. We're going live. One second, Facebook. We're going to let everybody log on. We're here with Mr. John from ME Law Group. ME.
John Eichelberger from the Me Law Firm.
Me Law Firm. Me, not ME. The Me Law Firm.
Right.
And what's your tagline for the Me?
Let me help you.
Let me help you. We're here with John, personal friend of mine, also in the law field. He's going to give you some information of some of the things that we can possibly do with debt collectors, bill collectors. How we could be possibly getting harassing phone calls, harassing mail, or being called by robo-dialers and things along those lines. So he's going to actually show us some of the techniques that we can do to prevent ourselves from getting these phone calls, harassing phone calls, but also show us how we can possibly get paid for these phone calls, correct?
That's right. There's a lot of things that these credit debt collection companies have to do. When these creditors are coming after you for money, they have to jump through a bunch of hoops. They got to follow federal law, they got to follow Florida law, and if they violate it, then they could end up owing the debtor money.
Right. Okay. So just a little bit of background about the Me Law Group. How long you guys been around?
So it started in 2010. Started doing a lot of debt. In 2010, everybody was in foreclosure. We got lots of people affected by the housing crisis. So we got really good at fighting foreclosures, bankruptcies, and people came to us with lots of credit card debt. And basically what happens in Florida, when you're represented by an attorney, that creditor cannot contact you ever again. We put them on notice that we represent you. Everything has to go through me. I get a lot of mail.
All right, so I'm going to repeat that one time. He says in the state of Florida, once you've been advised by an attorney that they can no longer contact you, they should not be contacting you. If so, it's a violation of the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act.
Right, and the Florida version especially.
The Florida version, okay.
Because what we do is we send a cease and desist letter, basically saying stop contacting them. We dispute it about validity. A lot of what you do with the credit repair side, you're disputing it with the reporting agencies. I'm disputing it directly to the creditor, and at the same time saying you have to stop contacting the debtor. Everything has to go through me. So the best thing people can do is, contact an attorney who does FDCPA violations. That's just the acronym for the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, and there's a Florida version of it too. Basically, it's just the law that says creditors have to act a certain way when they're trying to collect the debt.
Cool. So there are multiple violations out there. So there's a violation that a debt collector can't contact you after 9 o'clock, but in the morning can't contact you before 8 a.m. Is that correct?
Correct.
Kind of says that backwards, but.
That's all right. Yeah, they can't call you early in the morning. They can't call you late at night. They can't call you a whole bunch of times in a row on a set schedule with robo-dial to your cell phone. They can't harass you. They can't curse at you. They can't call your friends and family and work if you tell them not to and it's not allowed. A whole bunch of different ways they can violate these laws.
What about calling your employer? So if I don't pay my debt, are they able to call my employers?
They can try, they can call the first time, but if you let them know that, it's not allowed, please don't do it. If they call again, then that's a violation.
Now, not only do I have to let them know if the employer tells them don't call, or
Absolutely.
My family member says don't call anymore, if they continue to call that person, is that considered a violation?
Absolutely. Okay. But I should say everything's a case-by-case basis, so I wouldn't talk and see exactly what the circumstances are. Sometimes I talk to people and they're like, oh yeah, I talked to this guy, told him I wasn't available, I gave him my work number. Well, if you gave him your work number and you said call me here, is not going to fly. But we're talking about some of the debt collectors who just don't follow the rules.
Right.
So there's a lot of different ways they can run afoul of these various federal and state laws. But the surefire way is, if you're represented by an attorney, they can't contact you at all. It doesn't matter what they say. If they just ask you how you're, identify themselves as a debt collector, that they're trying to do that in itself is a violation.
Okay. All right, cool. All right, so let me ask you this. So when we talk about violations, and they are in violation mode and they have violated, how does that actually benefit the consumer?
So most of these statutes allow for damages up to $1,000. So we actually will send a demand letter, threaten to sue, or maybe even actually sue the creditor and get them to pay you penalties up to $1,000 and your attorney's fees. So we don't charge any attorney's fees up front. It's all done on contingency. We get paid directly from the creditor.
Okay, so just for y'all hearing, he says he does not get paid up front for these services, but that doesn't mean I'm flocking with your with all your problems. All right. What we're trying to say is, if you do fall into these categories of these segments where you do have debt collectors, bill collectors, possibly harassing or violating some of these things that we just talked about with John, please reach out to his company. Let them know of the violation. Let them know how it possibly took place, and not only will the creditor have to pay his attorney fees, you can also possibly, create a little revenue stream from being violated from your rights.
And we love to partner with credit repair companies, Credit 360. They're out there teaching you what you need to do to get good credit and maintain good credit. And part of your responsibility of being a responsible credit recipient is, making sure that you not only are taking advice of the credit repair counselors, but, keeping track, keeping a communication log. If you reach out to Andre, he can get you in touch with my firm, or you can go to give us a call, 407-926-2455. We'll get you in touch, get you one of these communication logs. And the more knowledge you have, writing down what the creditor's saying, when they're contacting you, how they're doing it, that's more ammunition for a potential lawsuit to sue them and get them to pay you money.
Right. So if you do need John's information, drop your email address below, or feel free to inbox me with your information. If you're on the private side, feel free to get me that information, and we'll be sure to actually get you over the call log and also John's information, so you can know exactly what you need to do when you're encountering these debt collectors and you feel that they're not handling you in the proper ways.
All right, thanks, Andre.
All right. Once again, Credit 360. We just want to thank John once again from the Me Law Firm. I keep saying
That's it. Me Law Firm.
Me Law
Let
Firm.
me help you.
Let me help you. Don't let me help you. Let him help you at the Me Law Firm. But if you guys have any questions, concerns, drop them below. John will also have access to this post, and he can comment on any of your legal questions. I'm not an attorney. I can't answer those legal questions, but I can gladly turn them over to John. All right. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to contact them. If you need me, feel free to contact me. Love you guys. Peace.